How can Maths Squad help with this?
Well, Maths Squad can help in a variety of ways. Obviously, we have Secure Mock 3 that will be coming out shortly. So for schools that haven't done a comprehensive mock, they could have access to that, and that could be delivered in a traditional way, i.e. students sitting in a classroom or a hall, and that's marked. We can then do the analysis for you by assessment, objective, topic, etc., as we have done. For those schools don't have facility to do that at the moment, they could do the online version via BlueTick, our online platform. So they could do it in that way and get all of the results back. And in addition to that, of course, they have access to the knowledge. So what I mean by that is the advice. So it's the recommendation. So bear in mind, one of the key cornerstones of Maths Squad was that we don't just leave you after you've done the mock. We do the analysis, we work with you to make the recommendations, and then we try and come up with some ideas that we would actually come in and help implement. Now, obviously, with the situation being as it is, we haven't been able to do all of those phases of the service, but the idea, the ethos of the service is still there that underpins it.
We don't know what evidence exam boards are going to want, so everything's in anticipation. I think it's probably appropriate for schools to start thinking about what they have taught the students and what they haven't, so that when they come to assess them, they start thinking about what is an appropriate assessment, so that they aren't tested on things that really haven't been covered in schools.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's an interesting point. I think that the number of schools days missed varies massively by region and by, even by type of pupil and stuff like that as well. So there's so many different factors involved, it's hard to predict. So where I think the centre devised tasks will become really, really important, because it's giving your students the best chance to show what they can do mathematically. Now, I would argue normally, historically, as an approach, students, what they can do mathematically is always approached from a topic angle, i.e. can you do this topic, can you do that topic? I think in order to get a fair reflection of your students' mathematical ability, it may have to switch slightly to more the skills involved. So can they, so for instance, what I said earlier about trying to help my set 5 I've got, set 5 improve their ability to access the problem solving questions that are normally medium cognitive load because they're on the foundations here. Trying to get them better at that is me demonstrating some progress in, but maybe they wouldn't be able to do that for every single topic. But does that matter? The fact that they can show that they can improve in that specific skill set, maybe that's good enough. And I think that that's the way centres will have to start thinking, and examples will have to facilitate that request. Whether they will or not, that's a different question, but that's what I would hope to see happen, because it gives the kids the best chance to show what they can do mathematically, and that's got to be what it's about, not how much they've remembered. Because obviously, as well, there's a big argument that some students will have regressed in this period, and I mean that's a scary thought. But does that mean they can't actually solve problems? Not necessarily. They're not the same thing. So it's a tricky one. It is a really tricky one, because it's trying to find the best way for your centre that will reflect where your students are fairly and accurately. That's the key.